A warm welcome to the newsroom. I am Fidelia Aguncha. The Inspector General of Police, Mohammed Adamu, has asked Tosin Ojomo, Council to suspended acting EFCC Chairman Ibrahim Magu, to direct the request for his client's bail to the presidential panel investigating his activities in office. The IG said the police were not investigating Magu and is accordingly not being detained by the force but by the panel headed by a former president of the Court of Appeal, Justice Ayo Salami. Adamu said this in a letter dated July 14, 2020, in response to the bail application filed by Ojomo for the release of his client, who has been in police custody since July 6. Magu is being investigated for diverting recovered loot and properties. Meanwhile, 12 directors and top staff of the anti-graft agency have been suspended in connection to the ongoing probe. Barely 24 hours after the suspension of 2 auditors general, Osun State Governor David Umahi has again suspended the state coordinator for Fadama 3, Cletus Nwakpo, over alleged financial crimes. Umahi announced the suspension while presiding over a virtual state executive council meeting on Wednesday. He said the sanction followed a report presented by the State Fiscal Responsibility Commission, which indicted Nwakpo of misappropriation of funds and other acts against his oath of office. The governor directed the secretary to the state government, Kenneth Ugbola, to take over the office in an acting capacity. He further gave the Fiscal Responsibility Commission 7 days to recover all the monies from Nwakpo. Umahi charged the commission to petition the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, to take over the matter and also prosecute Nwakpo if he fails to remit the embezzled funds within the 7 days. President Muhammadu Buhari has commiserated with the family of late flying officer Tolulokpe Arotile, who died on Tuesday. Arotile died as a result of head injuries sustained from a road accident at the Air Force Base in Kaduna State. The president, in a statement on Wednesday, signed by his special advisor on media and publicity, Femi Adesina, extolled the virtues of the first female combat helicopter pilot in the history of Nigeria's Air Force. Kogi State Governor Yahaya Bello has also mourned the helicopter pilot, who was from Kogi State, saying she was instrumental to Nigeria's fight against banditry and other criminal activities, especially in the north-central region. A group of protesters on Wednesday stormed the National Secretariat of the All Progressives Congress to protest against the party's decision to adopt indirect election in the governorship primaries of the party scheduled for next week. The group, under the name APC Youth for Change, besieged the entrance of the Secretariat, singing and questioning the decision to adopt different method for Ondo primaries from that of Edo State. Leader of the group, Okoye Ikechukwu, addressing journalists, stressed that to avoid a repeat of what happened in Zamfara and Rivers State in the last election, it is important for the party hierarchy to yield to the voice of reason now before it is too late.
We will not sit back and allow our great party APC lose the election in Ondo State to another party due to unpopular decisions. That democracy is about popularity, and the only way to test popularity of aspirants is by allowing direct primaries in the upcoming APC Ondo State governorship primaries. That any aspirant wishing for indirect primaries is wicked, callous, and unpopular. That we appeal to our listening caretaker committee chairman, Governor Buni, and his team not to be deceived by the antics of these unpopular politicians in Ondo State who have lost touch with the people but insisting on contesting under the great party. That we find it appalling that out of 12 aspirants contesting in the primaries, only one person is seriously routing for indirect primaries. We are warning mischief makers to desist from fanning embers of disharmony, acrimony, and wickedness in the APC Ondo State, desist or leave our party.
The Akwa Ibom government has ordered striking health professionals in the state under the umbrella of Joint Health Workers Union JOHESU to resume work immediately or risk losing their jobs. This was contained in a statement signed by the Commissioner for Information, Charles Udo, on Wednesday. Johasu had on Tuesday embarked on an indefinite strike to press for higher wages. Udo described the action as ill-conceived and politically motivated, adding that the demand by the health workers to be paid 50% of their basic salaries as hazard allowance in the prevailing harsh economic climate was unreasonable. The commissioner said any staff member not found on duty will be considered to be no longer interested in the job and will be relieved of such duty with immediate effect. He also mandated all relevant authorities to conduct a head count of all health workers in the state. We'll take a break here to bring you more updates on our COVID-19 coverage after this break.
Trade is a force for good. I've seen it with my own eyes. Its ability to improve millions and millions of lives. I spent my life working with teams around the world to deliver reforms, broker agreements, improve systems, fight corruption, and empower economies. Coronavirus has changed the face of the global economy and left many countries facing difficult choices. This is a critical moment for world trade, and the WTO has a vital role to play. It's time to come together. It's time for the WTO to listen to its members, seek common ground, hunt for solutions, rebuild trust, and return to its founding mission. My name is Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, and I'm the woman for this job. I want to bring a fresh pair of eyes and ears to the WTO and make it fit to thrive for the 21st century.
Resident doctors at the Olabisi Onabanjo University Teaching Hospital, Shagamu, Osun State, have joined the indefinite strike by the Association of Resident Doctors in the state. The doctors confirmed the development on Wednesday in a statement jointly signed by its president, Popola Mutiu, and secretary, Oshundara Tokwe. The ARD, which comprises resident doctors, medical officers, and house officers under the national body of NARD, had begun an indefinite strike since July 1st, but exempted its members at the isolation center from the strike. However, the association in the statement said it changed its decision and asked members to leave the isolation center in protest against the alleged maltreatment of its members by the state government. Nigeria's revenue has fallen by 40% due to the impact of COVID-19 pandemic. These are the words of Vice President Yemi Osinbajo. Senior Special Assistant to the President on Media and Publicity from the Office of the Vice President Laulu Akonde disclosed this in a statement titled "How We Are Converting COVID-19 Pandemic to Opportunity to Reset the Economy." According to the statement, Osinbajo said this in Abuja at a webinar organized by the Commonwealth Enterprise and Investment Council with focus on Nigeria. The Vice President said the revenue drop was due to the inevitable lockdowns resulting in closure of businesses across the country. Rwanda's Interior Ministry has ordered selected areas in the southwest of the country back into lockdown from Wednesday after a rise in coronavirus cases. Movement restrictions for 2 weeks have been put in place in Nyamasheke and Nyamagbe district, including in a refugee camp which hosts thousands of Congolese. Authorities say the measure, which is being enforced by security forces, was taken after assessment of the pandemic in those districts. Last week, the authorities extended a 2-week lockdown in some parts of the capital, Kigali, as cases were said to be rising. In the past 10 days, Rwanda has recorded 324 cases and 1 death, taking the total tally to 1,416 cases. The second phase of a COVID-19 vaccine trial has yielded positive results. U.S. biotech firm Moderna Therapeutics had begun an experimental COVID-19 vaccine human trial involving 45 healthy volunteers. The 45 participants aged between 18 to 55 years received one of 3 levels of doses of the vaccine, which were given in 2 injections about a month apart. The results showed that they produced antibodies to SARS-CoV-2, which is the virus that causes COVID-19. We'll take a break here to bring you more stories. Don't go away. Welcome back. A plane carrying food aid from Djibouti crashed at an airport in Beledweyne, central Somalia on Tuesday. The crew is safe and no one on ground was injured, and this is according to a statement by the U.S. Embassy in Somalia. It said the flight was part of efforts to provide vitally important food aid to the people in Somalia. The Aviation Safety Network, which monitors aircraft accidents, posted a picture showing parts of the Kenyan plane engulfed in flames. The Premier League and EFL have confirmed their summer transfer window will take place between July 27 and October 5th. Subject to the approval of football's world governing body FIFA, the window will open the day after the 2019-2020 league season finishes and ends on October 5, the date UEFA had recommended for the closure of registration periods across Europe. Following consultation with the English Football League, domestic-only window will also be added from October 5th and close on October 16, and transfers between Premier League clubs will not be able to occur during this period, but top-flight sides can trade with EFL clubs and loan or sign players permanently. And that's the latest from the newsroom for today. Many thanks for watching. Bye for now.